Greetings, I am Liz.
And I am Scandal.
And let's play a game together.
Excuse me.
Let's also take a second to talk for a minute. So first of all, we went back to the game files.
Yes, and we found in the game files that it is totally Monika talking to us. She is pretty upset and going, I don't understand. I wish basically that I could just kill myself, but then I wouldn't be able to talk to you.
And I just want you to hate all of them.
And going, why is it so hard for, you to understand that basically at this level of that you just talk to me kind of thing.
I say, but it doesn't have her name on it.
No.
So it's not like it's confirmed Monika, but we're very sure it's
at this
Monika.
point. Especially with this talking.
And this sort of thing. And what I wanted to say was in the last one, yes, we talked deeply about the sort of self-harm thing that she was referencing, where she's talking about Yuri, but also going, if for any reason you are into like let me separate these. Self-harm and doing things to yourself that, draw blood or puncture your skin or whatever are not the same thing.
No, they're not.
So if you are doing blood sports in sex or whatever, or you have a sexual fetish, or there's something that does it for you that some people might consider to be less, it's not mainstream. It's not mainstream. There's nothing wrong with that. Her going, oh, I don't think she's cutting herself because of depression. It's almost like it's sexual. It makes it seem like something being sexual makes it dirty.
Right.
And
that's
neither of us believe that sex is inherently dirty or that things about sex are less valuable than things without sex. There's nothing in purity culture that appeals to either of us.
Right.
So again, very, very different than self-harm, but I think tying those two together is particularly insidious.
Yes.
Trying to go, no, one, it's not self-harm. It's probably just a sexual thing she's doing by herself. That is a really
aggressive.
Aggressive and to me feeling very inappropriate thing.
Right.
Of sexual harm and doing or self-harm and then sexual play or totally could just be sort of the same thing. And going, and it's like your life is your own. Perhaps you are damaging yourself through sex, and sex and the way you apply it to yourself can be a form of self-harm, depending on what your value system is. But I just wanted to put that out there.
Anyway, I'm like, whoa, Monika.
So yeah, but it does seem very much like the game files are trying to confirm to you that this is Monika trying to get your attention.
Yes.
And so I'm kind of like, hey, theory, yay. But also like, ugh, sad. Everybody's just sad. Your game is sad, okay?
It's fine. All right.
I'm not saying it's your fault though, but I guess that's why I had to explain it all to you. So if I think if you keep your distance, that would probably be best for her. While you're at it, don't be shy to spend a little more time with me. To put it lightly, at least I have it together. In the head. I know how to treat my club members. I'll take care of everyone. I'm not weird or dark or creepy or strange like any of them.
Or controlling or manipulative or anything.
Or sexual. No,
not at all.
But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too.
Oh boy. Save me. The colors, they won't. Bright, beautiful colors, flashing, expanding, piercing, red, green, blue. An endless cacophony of meaningless noise.
It's
the
so
noise
hard
it
to
won't
read
stop.
with dyslexia.
Violent, grating waveforms.
Squeaking?
Squeaking? Yep, screeching, piercing.
Sine, cosine, tangent.
Like playing with a chalkboard on a turntable. Like playing a knife on a breathing rib cage. Endless. Something of meaningless.
Keep going.
Delete her.
Alright, so endless
Obviously there's not
poem? Maybe?
Poem of meaningless?
I don't know. I don't know. I get it. I also think this is funny, this concept that you'll stop scrolling, but if you were literally standing there holding the paper in your hand, then of course you would see the bottom of it because that's how long the paper is. So this is literally just a convention for the player.
Right.
Because if you were handed a notebook, there is no really scrolling down. You just see more written on the page.
All right, now I'm gonna be a weird fucker.
Go ahead.
What happens if you... So in the character file, I pointed this out to my friend, and I've talked about this before. So in the game files, there is a character folder. What happens if you delete people?
That's an interesting question. In the concern that the game might get really buggy...
I mean, I don't think that character file is a real character file. Is actually a real character file in that way. I think the character file is more like a way the game is interacting. So I'm going, is the game trying to convince you you need to now delete probably Yuri? Or are we talking about deleting Monika?
Or, I was going to say, and is she talking about deleting Yuri, of going, this is a problem, it's not working?
Mm-hmm.
And also going, is this Monika just trying to be able to talk to someone? And again, sort of being important can be incredibly lonely sometimes.
All right, well, let's
All right, there we go.
Again, I don't know if it's possible, and I imagine, so this game has been out for about 3 years at this point. So I imagine there's some that's been found out about this game for sure.
Oh, I'm sure. I expect to investigate it once we're done. Sorry. I know it's kind of abstract. Did you just delete her? There was that little shift.
Yeah. What?
It's kind of abstract. I'm just trying to well, never mind. There's no point in explaining, I guess. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. Never know when, who am I talking to? Can you, hear me? Tell me you can hear me. Anything? Please help me. So she is talking to the player, actually.
She is talking to the player.
She's talking to the player. That's my advice for the day. Thanks for listening. She keeps saying you should, talking about writing as well, and I'm wondering if you can write in any of the weird little text files that appear. Like if they're editable.
I don't know.
And I have no idea how anyone would program something to have that be effectual. But it's Voldemort's notebook kind of thing. If you write into them, she'll write back.
All right, so who should we say the poem to next? Because part of me is like,
God,
we
wrote it for Natsuki.
We did.
But Yuri is the vice president.
Oh, we should go to Yuri next. All right,
we are chain of command, if nothing else.
Even if I am uncomfortable, it's fine. Unless it's Sayori, then Sayori can go fuck herself.
Yep. I've been waiting for this. Well, you're gonna be disappointed, honey, because we decided to change things up. Let's see what you've written for today.
Yuri smiles and takes a deep breath.
I like just holding it.
Huh?
I mean, hey, teeth.
I know they've had teeth for a little bit.
Yay. The poem turned out good. It's, well, there's some things that you could work on, but that doesn't really matter. It feels like anything written by you is a treasure. That came out a little awkward. Let's move on. Here's the poem I wrote. You don't have to like it or anything. All right, is it the raccoon one?
Oh boy, here we go.
No, this is something else.
A rotating. Oh, there's coffee on it. There's a stain.
There is. There's a smudge.
That is interesting.
Few smudges.
Wheel.
Whoa.
Thanks for whacking into that. That scared the ever-living shit out of me,
Ah.
because I'm really on, jumpy. All right, wheel. A rotating wheel, turning on axle, grinding, bolt head, linear gearbox, falling sky, 7 holy stakes, a docked ship, a portal to another world, a thin rope tied to a thick rope, a torn harness, parabolic gearbox, expanding universe, time controlled by slipping cogwheels, existence of God, swimming with open water in all directions, drowning, a prayer written in blood, a prayer written in time, devouring snakes with human eyes, a thread connecting all living human eyes, a kaleidoscope of holy stakes. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm not character performing, but I'm also super interested. An exponential gearbox, a sky of exploding stars, God disproving the existence of God, a wheel rotating in 6 dimensions, 40 gears in a ticking clock, a clock that ticks 1 second for every rotation of the planet, a clock that ticks 40 times every time it ticks every second time, a bolthead of holy stakes tied to the existence of a docked ship to another world, a kaleidoscope of blood written in clocks, a time-devouring prayer connecting a sky of 40 gears and open human eyes in all directions, breathing gearbox, breathing bolthead, breathing ship, breathing portal, breathing snakes, breathing God, breathing blood, breathing holy stakes, breathing human eyes, breathing times, breathing prayer, breathing sky, breathing whale.
Huh.
Okay. Sounds like a free-form thought.
Also sounds like it would make really good rhythm if you were reading it out loud.
Right? I
mean that one.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Hi. Meaning you could have more rhythm, but it worked well anyway.
Oh, thank you. That's why.
Thank you. But I feel like she was going, I wanted to go completely abstract and basically just have an emotional piece with a bunch of imagery that feels like something to me. And it is a little bit like stark imagery, especially about time and connections and essentially, you know, the movement of things. And even like the snake and the ship can sort of be the snake is often associated with time as well, especially the infant snake devouring itself. And things.
Yeah, the Ouroboros. Ouroboros or whatever. I don't know. I've heard it.
Ouroboros. I'm not sure how people pronounce it.
I've heard it said so many ways in my brain.
It doesn't really matter what it's about. My mind has been a little hyperactive lately. So I had to take out
take it out on your pen?
So I had to take it out on your pen. You have my pen?
What?
Did you steal our pen? It is.
Yeah?
A pen fell out of your backpack yesterday, so I took it home for safekeeping, and I just really like the way that it writes. So it is literally just free-form poetry, sort of exploring just emotion. So I wrote this poem with it.
I gotta say, in some ways, for me, I think you're getting a little bit too much into that, because I think that was mostly just supposed to be weird, and I'm just obsessing basically over, like, free-form thought, over just things in my head.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I don't think that was a poem at all in that way. I think
it was just a lot of writing.
Yeah.
But again, imagery that is something that, you know, basically is either meaningful to her or words that, like, she feels connected to.
Yeah, and that's totally fine. She can totally have that experience, and yeah, I just...
All right. And now you're touching it. I'm okay. Oh, what did I just... can we pretend this conversation never happened? You can keep the poem, though. Whoa.
Okay.
All right. Who should I show it to
next? Hello, Natsuki.
There is no other option, so...
There we go! Yay, Natsuki!
All right.
Well, I can admit it's better than the last one.
Hang
it's
on
nice
a
to
second.
see you're putting in some effort.
So, skip gets grayed out once you get into something, but skip was actually highlighted. You could skip reading your poem to someone? What does that even do?
I don't know.
Next time we have a button choice, I need to see if skip is highlighted or not.
Okay.
Because I'm curious. All right.
You're putting in some effort. Yeah. That's good. Just make sure you find a little bit of influence from everyone.
I don't like it when you focus on just me. You can't win that way.
I think you're at least being influenced by Yuri. A little bit, aren't you? Hang on. We chose exclusively Natsuki.
We did.
Period.
So they don't work the way we think they do at all.
They do not.
Mm-hmm.
Because
we really did. Like, we wrote absolutely.
One started was flat out Yuri except for one word.
And this one was full on you.
Yes, and what's going on? Is anyone actually reading it?
Same.
Like, we're just suddenly being all obsessed with Yuri for reasons that now I'm kind of getting frustrated going, does it even matter? Because somebody told us going, no, the poems matter in terms of, like, depicting out various different details and stuff.
We got told, actually, by Jack Anishi in the comments, going that...
well, I mean, we know someone else who also mentioned that the poems are important, too.
Right, that basically...
We know somebody in real life who talked about us.
Right, if you, like, whatever you choose word-wise, you'll get that, you know, you'll get pushed towards that person.
Right.
And this is not happening that way. Or maybe only your first poem matters.
Oh.
And it sets up your days. It sets up your experience in the club.
Maybe. That would be interesting. Okay, but I don't know, because I think you're at least being influenced by Yuri a little bit, aren't you? I mean, I know you've been, like, spending time with her or whatever, but you know Monika and I are just as good as her. What is this with Monika and I?
I don't know.
Monika? You've never really brought up Monika until this run.
Yeah. I think we're substituting Monika's name for Sayori's. I think so.
Yeah. Poems, I mean. So you should really try to learn something and you'll never get better. Here's the one I wrote. I'll make sure you learn something from it.
Is this one going to be different?
Amy likes spiders.
It's the spider one. Okay.
No, not friends with her. Amy is cute. Singing my favorite song. Heart would pound. She likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Might hurt my leg real bad. Her hands
Maybe she's not so bad after all.
I mean, like, this poem still screams to me of Natsuki talking about Yuri. Like, I can't even tell you how much her...
Like, there's a gross thing, a gross hobby, just bleh.
That she does.
And it doesn't matter if she's private about it or whatever, it's not okay.
Yeah, it's gross. She's gross. The world is better off. Yep.
So we did read this one the first time we came around to it, which is why we didn't read it again.
Yeah, So I'm sorry for skipping through that, but yeah. Not bad, right? It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's.
Splat doing what I prefer out of this club is the least amount of reading.
Please! God, I hate everything.
Continually what I want. Less reading.
Yesterday's was way too short. It was just warming up. I hope you didn't think that was the best I could do. No, of course not. Why the fuck is all this competitive anyway? I thought it was just about writing poems and just sharing.
Right.
Everybody's fucking weird about this. Because everybody should know that I am number one. But I also don't want to be here, so I don't care.
There is no reason to compete. I have already won, and I thought we were just doing a thing. Fill time.
Yeah, I can do that. No time. Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. I doubt I have to explain it. Like, anyone would agree that the subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or guilty pleasure. Something that you're afraid if people find out, they'd make fun of you or think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone likes? So long as they're not hurting anyone, it makes them happy. I think people really need to learn to respect others for liking weird things. Such as the 2 girls in this very club, whom I respectfully won't name. Now you're mad at Monika? Because Sayori's gone.
Uh-huh.
We brought this up last time, though, of her going, this is the 2 girls in the very,
I don't know.
Kind of ironic that even in my one place of comfort, I can't even have people respect me. Jeez, now you're making me complain too much.
That's a whisper.
Yeah, what did I do? For what it's worth, I respect you? Well, I guess thanks. But it's kind of obvious you respect Yuri more, so whatever, we're done sharing, so you can leave now.
Whoa. You have unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it?
Sure.
Yes.
I can't convince myself to go to therapy when I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'd rather keep this up until I blow my cover and someone take me to the emergency room.
Okay, so we have now mentioned therapy.
Oh.
That is a step. On the other hand, I can't convince myself to go to therapy. I'm sorry. On the other hand, God, there are so many things that this brings up for me immediately, and I don't even know how to cover all of them at once because it's like 7 different things in my extremely busy brain. But the first one being I understand it can be hard to go to therapy, and especially going well, I feel fine now, but sort of taking medication. If something has helped you get to a place where you feel like you don't need it anymore, that might be the time to just keep continuing it because it helps you get there, so it may help you maintain there. But also, I'd rather just keep it up until I blow my cover and someone takes me to the emergency room does not suggest that you're actually happy.
No, God, not at all. No.
No. Whoa.
Jeebus. No. Whoa. The answer is no.
Okay, everyone.
I'm also was that Sayori?
I don't know. I have
no idea, because all of these characters sound really depressed. Again, that thing about Monika's assessment of going, no, it's not like anybody's depressed or anything, and I'm like, holy shit, everybody seems really fucking upset.
The theme of this seems like really depressed people.
Right.
And I've experienced that before, kind of thing of going where there's some people going, no, they're just weird, well, they're just an asshole or whatever. I'm like, I think they're unhappy. Now, it doesn't excuse their behavior if you think they're being mean or whatever, or if they're hurting you, but they are unhappy.
Yeah.
And all the time there's this experience of, just this or that asshole person. And I'm like, they're unhappy kind of thing. And just recently, I keep running into this theme where people are like, no, people are happy. They just don't want this anymore. And I'm just like, is this thing making you happy or not? And if it is, maybe you and I have different definitions of happy.
Right.
You know? Or these people they're just horrible people. They're not unhappy. I don't think people generally will be horrible people if they're feeling very happy and satisfied in all parts of their lives. Mm-hmm. That's just kind of my belief about us as a people.
I mean, there's also the thing of you can be happy and you can be unaware of the unhappiness or hurting other people because you don't know.
Right, well, and that's different than going, I'm deliberately being nasty, versus I don't realize anyone is unhappy around me.
Right.
All right, anyway. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? Because I would know. We have something we need to go over today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room for a moment.
Is this about the festival?
Well, sort of.
Do we need to have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members.
That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations. I'm usually methodical and a plan for a long time. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? Look, I know everyone's been a little more lively ever since Splat joined, and we've started with some club activities since we've only just become a club since they joined, but this isn't the time for us to become complacent. We can't just say, well, this is enough. We still only have 4 members. And the festival is our only real chance to find more, unless we're really going to go out there and headhunt. And I don't know that any of us are real good salesmen.
Joe, what's so great about getting new members anyway? We already have enough to be considered an official club. More members will just mean everything gets noisier and more difficult to manage.
Natsuki, I don't think you're looking at this the right way at all. If I'm gonna remove you guys if you're problematic, I'll need people to replace you with, or I won't have the right number for a club again. Oh, don't you want to share your passion with as many people as you can? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? The Literature Club should be a place where people can express themselves like they can't do anywhere else. A safe space. Where everyone's comfortable.
Right.
Alrighty.
Alright, well, we're gonna go find our own safe space.
And we're gonna express ourselves
in the next one. Yes, so, wow. Okay, well, thank you guys for joining us. This is really interesting. I do not know where this is going, and here we are. So, if you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also share our videos with anybody you think might have a good time with us. Please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi or Patreon. Got the link in the description down below. And I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies.
And it was great playing with you.
Bye!